Hello everyone, I'm Dragon with you. So today I'd like to talk about Qing Mao. As you can see, I almost managed to max her, and as a result she is here. And you see that we can get her some more health, some more physical attack, and that's it. So her abilities. The first ability deals damage. I would like to highlight that not only physical but also pure, which makes her a hybrid damage dealer and not afraid of physical lower damage or pure lower damage. She can do two types. Then we have blinding ability. So the main thing is to blind the nearest enemies for 3 seconds. So remember that with Qinlong she's able to grab the enemy team nearer to each other. As a result, her attacks will blind more targets. Usually that's 3 to 5 targets. At the start of the fight, of course, 1 or 2. Then we have Dragon's Claw, which gets 21% of the target's current health into pure damage. And I would say that this ability makes her a tank killer and a boss killer. So if the boss or the tank has too much health, then she will drag it and that will be huge. So QingMao gets more effective at the late game according to this ability because percentage refer to enemy health and health increases. And the last ability, every hit she reduces armor by the fixed amount. But the amount of hits depend on her attack amount, and as a result we can boost it with Martha or other heroes, and enemy loses armor. So that's her abilities, and I think that she's a nice character, not probably the main damage dealer, but very supportive damage dealer. And okay, check this out. So that's my skins. Why did I do this way? So let me explain you why my two first skins are maxed and two last skins are not. So the reason is kind of simple. I used QingMao as a soft counter to Yasmine. So I did not want to waste one slot into healers. I wanted a damage dealer with extra armor penetration for my entire team. That's why QingMao is my choice. So to survive enemy Yasmine attacks, she obviously needs agility to reduce the crit hit chance, and she needs dodge. So that's why I maxed the first two stats, and now I'm working on the last one to make her fight with super armored enemies. The time has come. So let's check her stats. I would like to highlight that she can get a nice amount of dodge. She can get a nice amount of armor penetration. Basically, it's buffed by Fenris, but as you can see, still impressive. So she can penetrate her own armor, and that means you will get effective damage. She already can fight with Seymour's wall without losing any damage. So I would say that she's a nice character for armor penetration. She also has a buff on the team of armor penetration and nice dodge, but she is vulnerable to mages because her magic defense is low. I would say that she has enough health, so as for a warrior, that's a nice amount of health, but that's not the tank. So why I say that is that because the tank has much more, and if you play against physical team, you can use her as a tank because of dodge, because of armor. But if you play against mages, which hit the frontline target, then I would not recommend to play her against mages as a tank. Okay, so items you need to collect are probably easy to see, so they refer to dodge, they refer to attack, health. So I would say that she duplicates many items of Yasmine. That's why if you play a Yasmine team, you will be forced to make a choice. So where to put your item, into QingMao or into Yasmine. Then glyphs. As you can see, I did not max the glyphs yet, and she's got extra armor penetration, health, agility, dodge, and attack. So that's her glyphs. I would say that it allows her to be a nice dodge hero, a nice armor penetration hero, and probably to survive for some time. Then we have maxed sparks. Artifacts refer to armor penetration, so that helps the entire team. I'll show you today how exactly it works. Then Book of Illusion, extra health, extra dodge, which makes her effective against Yasmine and physical-based teams. And agility. So that's her artifacts. And about patronage, you have several options. So I choose Fenris because she already has blinding ability. With Fenris, she also gets another blinding chance, which affects the front line, I would say. So I would say that actually she is also a blinding hero, not only for enemy stacks, but for bosses too. Alternatives are Albus. Albus will provide her with extra pure damage. And alternative is Kayn. Probably if you want to use her as a direct counter to Yasmine, then you would like to get Kayn, because with Kayn's dodge that would be something outrageous as a dodge character. But I play her as a blinding hero and as an armor penetration hero. That's why I chose Fenris here. Okay, so let me show you some fights, let me show you some special situations and the general overview of QingMao is right here. So let me tell you in brief how I feel about QingMao, because that's one of my main heroes now, and I would like to talk about her effectiveness, weak side, and so on. So first of all, you can choose as patronage one of the pets. And obviously I don't have Kayn, but probably I would use him. Then I can use Fenris to improve her blinding ability and armor penetration. Or I can use Albus to improve her pure damage from abilities. So all the pets are useful, so you may choose which one fits her best, and that depends on the role. I would also like to highlight that you can get her souls for Outland coins, and she is a nice hero against Vajjar, and even when I fought him, he could not survive till the end of the fight. Still, her armor penetration and percentage of enemy health and the ability to cancel one of his abilities with her first skill, which stops the enemy for doing something, that resulted into self-improvement. So QingMao gets stronger, you are able to beat a stronger Vajjar, and then you get more souls of QingMao. So she provides the resources for herself, I would say. So she is strong against tanks, super tanks with a lot of health and sometimes with a lot of armor, because she has the ability of reducing armor. And remember that she uses splash damage. So I would say that she is a specialist in armor penetration and dodge. So if you need more dodge, then go get Kayn, and with his patronage you will get even more dodge. If you want to play with armor penetration, then use Fenris, as I do right now, and get extra armor penetration. So she is an expert at these two stats. I would like to also add here blinding ability. So blinding is her strength side. As I showed you just right before this picture, she's able to blind herself, all the front line. Remember that she deals splash damage, and she can improve her ability to blind with Fenris. And among weak sides, I would like to highlight that she is vulnerable to magic. So she has a nice dodge, she has a nice armor, but against mages she has trouble because her magic defense is too low. So she suffers from Satori's, Celeste, or Lian. And I would also add Corvus's totem here, because every time she uses her first ability, resulting into burning, the burning deals damage periodically. As a result, every little part of the burning deals damage back to QingMao according to the totem, and that really hardly hits her. So let's consider some characters you would play QingMao with. So among popular characters, I would like to highlight these 5 characters. Obviously, you can pick her for other physical-based teams, and not only them. So Kira benefits from armor penetration. QingMao provides extra armor penetration and reduces armor of the enemies. That's really beneficial to Kira. Yasmine can deal a lot of damage, but her problem is zero armor penetration. So I would recommend you to jump Yasmine when QingMao activated to get extra damage, and that will hit much harder than before. Dante is a nice hero with physical damage and with a nice dodge. So I would say that with Dante's dodge, your QingMao can become a real dodge master and help Dante to deal more damage, help the team overall. I also use her with Cornelius because Cornelius's damage depends on enemy intelligence, and if the enemy is super intelligent, then the theoretical damage would exceed his life, so more than health. But in real situations without armor penetration, Cornelius is not so scary, I would say. But when you have QingMao and when you can penetrate the entire armor, then he can one-shot enemy characters and with Axel even several at once. So I play her with Cornelius. And I also think about Isaac, so not sure about Isaac, probably that's kind of replacement for her. So if you play against mages, obviously you would like to use Isaac instead of QingMao. He also provides armor penetration, he burns mages with physical damage, but theoretically you can use both. So together they will have more armor penetration and get super effective physical damage done. I would say that you can also use her against these characters. So King Cornac, I really used her against King Cornac. She draws a nice amount of health with her claw. Then she is able to stop him from casting the bomb. So when he starts, like opens his thing with bombs, you can out, and there is a chance that the dragon will pull him back and the bomb will not go away. I use that thing. And obviously, I tried to fight with Seymour, with QingMao, and I would say that she can fight with the wall, so she can remove the wall ahead, and she can give armor penetration to her team. But unless Seymour is kind of broken, so he kneels to you, she can't get him. So she is a support hero which can remove walls around Seymour, but don't refer to her as a main damage dealer there. And also I used QingMao against Yasmine. So that's why I picked exactly this dodge thing, because I tried to find a hero which is able to survive against Yasmine, to make her busy for long enough, and to provide armor penetration at the same time. So that's exactly QingMao. So that's my impression about this hero. She is a specialist in armor penetration, not only for herself, but for the entire team. Has a nice amount of dodge. I just showed you my abilities. So let's check on practice how she works and why you can consider this hero as your one of main support. So I'd like to show you another fight with QingMao, and this time that will be about all kill, I would say. So check this out. We have a fight with Frank, who tried to beat my looks like weakest team, because I have only one super character here, and obviously it's weaker than the first team and probably than the third if he knows that I play Super Yasmine. That's why he tried to focus my team, and let's check how everything went here. So this situation, I would say, that looks like all kill. And basically enemy also plays QingMao. He has many tanks here. Not sure what exactly should Morgan do here, but check this out. So QingMao is a character which is very effective against physical based damage. As you can see, dodges all around, then misses because she can blind the entire front line of the opponent. Then also Dante helps because he can get some evasion. We have super armor penetration, temporary dodge, and of course Dorian allows to do lifesteal from the front line. As a result, my characters not only survived but recharged and lifesteal. So let's check the stats. Obviously my QingMao is very strong here. She's got Fenris patronage, And all this team can have some kind of synergy because we have double armor penetration, that's Isaac and QingMao. We have nice amount of physical damage from Dante and Ju, and Dorian here helps to heal and helps to deal extra physical damage, so his buff is physical damage. That's why this physical team can fight. Actually, obviously it's not my strongest team, but as you can see, QingMao can make kind of all kill if she is your main damage dealer here. Okay, so let's check what happened here. Obviously, you see that it's possible to ruin this team with a strong card pack, but another nice situation is about first fight. So let me show you what happens if you play Yasmine. Your Yasmine is kind of strong, but she does not have armor penetration. So remember that I played QingMao with armor penetration here. Obviously, enemy Yasmine will try to shoot my character. So this time it's Celeste, and as you can see, she deals a significant amount of damage. But Celeste can reroll into another form, buffing her magic attack, and soon she might reroll one more time to get healing. So let's see what happened here. Here goes the healing. And this time everything is not as good. So Yasmine fails to kill my Celeste because she has 0 armor penetration. Celeste is a very powerful mage with a lot of healing, with extra buffs of magic attack, and as a result QingMao becomes vulnerable, Yasmine, and dies here. So if my opponent played QingMao, probably he would have a chance to finish my Celeste in time, and as a result to win this fight maybe, because here I have Super Celeste, kind of nice Esteros, and that's it. So all other characters are extra. They are used as additional characters. Maybe except for Cornelius, because I play him often. Okay, so I wanted to show you this couple of fights. Let me introduce my arena now. So as you can see on Grand Arena I have OK. That works. Let's check the arena now. I have some memorable fights too here. So obviously, what is my problem? So why do I suffer from mages? QingMao is a very strong damage dealer and a nice physical based damage dealer. But if she meets mages, then obviously she is weak against mages. And Yasmine obviously died at Super Healers here, so let's check this fight. That's the drawback of QingMao. She is vulnerable to mages, but anybody. Can you say a hero which isn't vulnerable to mages and physical damage dealers? I think that should be a very strong hero. So yes, obviously we have minus Yasmine immediately, and I can't rely on Yasmine much against healers teams. Sometimes she survives, sometimes she does not. And obviously we see that enemy plays ODH, that's the counter to my team, that's the exact counter. And yes, QingMao and Yasmine are vulnerable to magic attacks, as I told you before. But anyway, you can see that we can fight with some Orion healers teams, for example as with North Star. So Celeste can deal damage, QingMao can do something. Let's check how it went here. So I would like to say that actually if you play QingMao, then she will nicely fit your team against physical teams, but against mages, as you can see, these characters are vulnerable. That's why I would prefer to play Isaac, to play Cornelius against mages. Still, Celeste is good enough here to finish the entire enemy team. So that's actually the story of my arena. And as you can see, if we get some fights, sometimes Yasmine survives healers. So for example, with Faceless we have a nice amount of damage. And let me explain QingMao's role here. So obviously enemy tries to counter my Yasmine with healers, and obviously he did this, so she is dead. But we have resurrection from Esteros, which is really nice. Then Yasmine appears at the backline, and here she needs to finish somebody. So to do that, she needs armor penetration, and QingMao is here to help her. So with armor penetration, check out the damage dealt to enemy healers. Obviously that's much better than it was before. She's still alive because Celeste helps her to survive with her healing sphere, I would say. And also Celeste, with this dark ground, does not allow to resurrect healers. As a result, the fight, which theoretically had to be lost because of healers, it can go on and we can even go through. Nice Lian, by the way, here, but she can't stop me. And as you can see, we can just crash the entire enemy team. So the role of QingMao is not only damage dealer, obviously you would choose another main damage dealer for your stack, but also a great armor penetration. First of all, I would say that we also can fight with super strong tanks, so she's a tank killer, I would say. So Lian, he attacked me with my main stack and burned my Yasmine. Immediately I went back and attacked him with Cornelius. As a result, Cornelius killed his entire team. And here, as you can see, QingMao also played an important role. Let me show you how it worked. So that's exactly what happened here. I saw that he does not have Axel at his Celestial most intelligent character. That's why Cornelius can one-shot her. That's why after Celeste falls, the entire enemy team is not a problem, because QingMao can, together with Celeste, together with Cornelius, can get rid of the entire team. Okay, so 2 more fights I would like really to show you, maybe 3. So this fight was for the top arena ranking. Obviously you see that enemy had a super Andwari, that's a very powerful character here. So also nice cleaver, double tank stack. Sebastian is probably to avoid Jorgen stacks. So that's a survive as long as possible stack. And as you can see at this particular fight, QingMao was even more important than Yasmine. So why did it happen? I would say that actually her ability to drag percentage of life is super important against tanks which are super health. Okay, so if they have tons of health, then her Dragon Claw allows to drag enormous amount of health. Check this out. So my opponent plays double super tank, which obviously much stronger than my Asteros, and just compares the amount of health. And here we go. So minus 120,000 health from one ability. And remember that with her abilities, she also reduces the armor of the opponent. So here we go again. Now my Yasmine has armor penetration. As a result, her next attacks will be more effective. And as you can see, sooner or later we are going through the enemy tanks. So yes, that's painful, but I have 0 weak characters here. So Celeste, yes, she's vulnerable, but she can heal herself. And here we go. So another super tank down, almost down, with armor penetration. So if I played just QingMao or just Yasmine, probably it would be a problem to go through both super tanks. But together they make a significant amount of damage, and I would say that they are not afraid of super tanks because armor is reduced. Then we have armor penetration, then we have extra burning damage, Dragon Claw. So as a result, enemy tanks started suffering, and Yasmine deals poison damage, which blocks healing. And with armor penetration, it's of course much easier to ruin the enemy team. So when the tanks are down, it's not a problem to finish the entire team. Kind of same happened with Kratos. So Kratos played a nice team as well as Seth. So here we have a super Kark team with Yasmine. It reminds me my own team, but without Martha for healing. Instead, Nebula is here. So probably he wanted to finish me with these 3 characters that seemed effective because Faceless he lifts up and as a result can deal some damage with extra Kark hits. So Kratos plays a blender team with Kira, So it's a really strong Kira team with a Super and Wari. Let me show you these fights just to understand the role, so what happened here and why it happened. So check this out. And Wari brings the extra armor to the front line, and he is a nice tank. Of course not as great as the previous Andwari maybe, but still very powerful. And obviously the first target is Kira here. She will not have any resurrection. I almost lost my entire team because of Kira, but here we go. So the combo I was talking about. So extra armor penetration, some crit hit chance. I did not invest too much into it, not to die from healers. And as a result, you see that no more tank, no more Kira, and this team is just wasted. It's kind of strange maybe, but remember that Yasmine and especially QingMao have great amount of dodge, and that's why they can survive long enough. Okay, let me show you with C again, and just what happened you will see. So probably the opponent tried to finish me faster than I can do something. That was really painful, as you can see, but then he lost card. Then Faceless tried to copy something, and that did not work. So another role I would like to remind you, the other role of QingMao is to focus enemy Yasmine on herself and to get as long as possible. So you see that damage taken is mostly about Esteros, so healing, and here we go. To sum up, I would like to say that QingMao is a character which you probably can play against physical damage dealers, which you probably will avoid playing against mages because she is vulnerable to magic, but still she can work with Cornelius, still she can work with Isaac, so I would say that it's a kind of support slash tank killer hero which is effective against super health targets and against some physical teams. Okay, so hope you get some info. This video will help you to consider QingMao as one of your heroes. She is an optional hero, I would like to say, but maybe its ability, her ability to easily be collected allows you to be faster and greater than maybe some people trying to wait till they're super heroes. So thanks for watching, good luck to you, and see you later.